everybody. Welcome back to Maria Rich Math Channel. In this lecture, we will be doing the greatest common factor, an easy method.
Hi, good morning. So we have studied already the greatest common factor, but in this class lecture, we are going to study an easy way, an easy method, an easy algorithm to find the greatest common factor of given two numbers. Yes? Okay. So our mission here is how to find, let me write it, how to find the greatest common factors of two numbers. The first number is A, the second number is B. Okay. So finding a greatest common factor of two numbers A and B, we have the first method was, what is the first method, Maria? First method
we find the factors of A, then we find the factors of B, then we find the common factors of A and B, then choose the biggest one, which is greatest common factor of A and B.
Okay, so the first method has the following steps. Number one, we find the factors, we find the factors of first number. What is the first number? Which is A. The second step, we find the second, also let me write it, we find the factors of B, which is the second number. Number C, the third step, we find what we find, Maria?
We find the common factors of A
and B. The common, we find the common factors. Factors of the given two numbers of A and B. Of A and B. A, B, C, D. The last step, we choose or select the biggest one. The biggest one.
The greatest common
The
factor.
biggest one, which is the greatest common factor. The biggest one, which is, let me write it, biggest one, which is the greatest common factor of two numbers A and B. Okay, let us have an example and then we will go to the second easy method. Give me an example.
Okay.
Example.
The GCF of 8 and 32.
How to find the GCF, greatest common factors of two numbers. This is the first number is A, which is 8, and the second one is 32. How to find, this one. And generally, I wrote it like that. So this is A and this is B. This is A is the first number and B is the second number. Yep. How to find the greatest common using the previous method? Yes, Maria? Step number one.
Step number one. We have to find the factors of 8, which are 1, 2, 4, and 8.
So factors of the first number 8 are 1, 2, 4, and 8. Why 1 is a factor of 8? Because 1 times 8
equals 8.
Okay, and why 2 also?
Because 8 times 1 equals
because 8 times 4, because 2 times 4 equals 8. Or we say 2 is a factor of 8 because 8 is divisible by 2. 4 is a factor of 8 because 8 is divisible by 4.
Mm-hmm.
Or 4 is divisor of 8. Okay. Number 2, we have to find the factors of the second number, which is the second number is 32. What are the factors of 32? Means what are the divisors of 32? What are the divisors? What are the numbers that can 32 is divisible by these numbers? Number 1, 2, how about 3? No. Why? Because 32 is not divisible by 3,
Mhm.
because if we add 3 plus 2, it is 5, and 5 is not divisible by 3, so 32 is not divisible by 3. How about 4, Maria?
4 is divisible
Is
by 3.
4, no, 4 is a divisor of 32,
That's
because
what I mean.
32 is divisible by 4, and
That's what I
yeah,
mean.
yeah, what do you mean? 32 divided by 4 equals 8, yeah? And 8 also is divisor of 32. How about 9?
9, no,
10,
no,
11,
no,
12,
no,
13, no,
no.
no, 14, no, 15, no, 16?
Yes.
Yes, 16, yes. Why, Maria? Because
Because
32
16
divided by 16 equals
32.
equals 2.
Yes.
2 times 12, 32, yes. So 16 is a divisor of 32, okay? Or 16 is also a factor of 32.
Yeah.
How about 17?
17 is not.
Not 17, 18, 19, 20, no. So what is one more? 32 itself, okay? Now the third step, we have to find the common factors, yeah? Common factors. What are common factors of 8 and 32, Maria? The common factors are,
Or 8.
see, 1 is here, 2 and 4 as well, and 8 only. These are the common factors. So 1, 2, 4, and 8, okay?
I know the greatest common
So now the greatest common factor
is
GCF, the greatest common factor of 8 and 32 is the largest number. 1, 2, 4, 8. Which is the biggest one? 8. Okay, we are done. Good. This is the first method. Let us go for the second method. This is the second method. What is the second easy method? Oh, yeah, an easy method. So an easy method. Now let us study an easy method. For what, Maria? For finding what? The greatest common, finding the greatest common factor of two numbers A and B. Okay, let us see. It's so easy. Let me show you how. 8 and 32. See, Maria, greatest common factor of 8 and 32 equals. Listen, what is the biggest number, 32 or 8?
32.
32. So we divide 32 by 8. Okay. 32 divided by 8. What is the result, Maria? 32 divided by 8 is 4. Yeah. 4 times 8, 32. Yeah. What is the remainder, Maria?
0.
Remainder is 0. Okay. So this is the same as greatest common factor of 8 and 0. Okay. What is the greatest common factor of 8 and 0?
8.
8. So we are done. We are done. Okay. Let me take another example. Let us have another example. What is the greatest common factor of any two numbers? Give me another two numbers, Maria. 3 and 16, for example. Okay. 3 and 16. What is that? What we are going to do now? Yes. Which is the largest? 16. 16 divided by 3. It's 5. 5 times 3, 15. What is the remainder, Maria?
1.
1. So here, the greatest common factor of 3 and 16, it is the same as the greatest common factor of 3 and 1. What is the greatest common factor of 3 and 1, Maria?
The greatest common factor
Of 3 and 1
is 1.
is 1. We are done. Okay.
Yeah.
So easy. Let us have one more examples from your book here. Yes, what are the greatest common factor of 4 and 10, for example? Okay. greatest common factor of Maria?
4 and 10.
4 and 10. Listen how I'm going to do it. First of all, I'm going to divide 10 by 4. 10 by 4 is 2 because 2 times 4 is 8. What is the remainder?
2.
The remainder 2. So we put instead of 10 is 2 here, okay? And what is the greatest common factor between 4 and 10 of 4 and 2? Still, so easy, yeah?
Yes.
Or, so it's enough, we are done. Let me have one more example, Maria.
Okay.
Here, one more example, 18 and 72, okay? Gotcha?
Yeah.
What is the greatest common factor of 18
18
and 72? What we will do? We will divide 72 by 18.
Yep.
What is the result if we divide 72 by 18?
The result.
5,
No.
6, 4,
I think it's
4, because let us multiply 4 by 18. 4 times 8, 32. Okay, 4 times 1, 4, and 3, 7. So 4. Okay, what is the remainder, Maria? What is the remainder?
The remainder
It's
is
0.
0.
So the same, this is greatest common factor, the same like 18 and 0. And what is the greatest common factor of 18 and 0? 18. Okay, got it? Okay, 18. Let us have one more example. Let us have one more example, Maria. So any greatest common factor of any two numbers, so how to do it? So let me show you. So the greatest common factor, for example, of 7 and any other number. Oh, it's big number.
3,000.
14 and 56, for example. 14 and 56, okay? What we are going to do, Maria? We divide 56 by 14, okay? What is the result? 56 divided by 14 is 4, because 4 times 14, 60, 56. Yes, so what is the remainder? 0. So it is the same as greatest common factor of 14 and 0. And what is the greatest common factor of 14 and 0? It is 14.
14.
Okay, so
Yep.
how can we summarize this method? The easy method says, the easy method, let me say, easy method for finding, for finding the easy method for finding the greatest common factor of two numbers A and B. What are we going to do it? How? First, number 1, divide the biggest on the smallest. Okay, suppose
Yep.
B is the smallest first, so first divide B for A, and C, what is the remainder? Or remainder. Okay, remainder, suppose another number. Then in this case, the greatest common factor of the first number and second number equals the same as the greatest common factor of A, the smallest number, and C. Okay, and then it's easy way to find this. And if again A and C are large numbers, again you have to repeat the same method many times to get the answer. Okay, to get the answer. Gotcha?
Yeah.
Okay, have one more example. Let me have a biggest example. Let me 18.
2,000.
Oh, it's too much, too big. So 16 and 15, for example, 16 and 15.
Okay.
Okay, let us have one more. Let's see.
I
Say,
wanted to do
for example, okay, let us have the greatest common factor, for example, of 4 and 14. Okay, let us see.
Mhm.
The first step is divide 14 by 4. Okay, Maria,
Mhm.
14 by 4. We divide 14 by 4, it is 3. Yes, 3 times 4, it's 12. What is the remainder, Maria?
The remainder is 2.
2, because 3 times 4 equals 12, and the
And-
remainder is 2. So it is the same here as the greatest common factor of 4 and 2. Okay, and what is the greatest common factor of 4 and 2? It is 2. Yes, and again, let me show you. Here again, we can apply again. For example, it is the same as the greatest common factor of, we divide 4 by 2. 4 by 2, it is 2. The remainder is 0. Yes, and it is the same like 2, the smallest one, and the remainder is 0, and it is 2. Okay,
Yeah.
so it is easy way. We can apply the same method more and more times, and then get the greatest common factors of two numbers.
Yeah.
Maria now going to repeat the same in short. Yes, please, Maria.
How to find the GCF of A and B?
What's A and B?
The two numbers.
Okay,
The first method is we find the factors of A, then we find the factors of B. Then, or next, we find the common factors of A and B.
after that, yeah.
Last, choose the biggest one, which is the GCF of A and B.
Okay, so let us have an example, Maria. Find the greatest common factors of two integers, A and 32. A and B. A here is 8 and B is 32. Okay,
Mhm.
the first step is to find the factors of 8.
Factors of A, which are 1, 2, 4, and 8. And then we find the factors of 32, which are 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, and 32. Then we find the common factors of A and 32, which are 1, 2, 4, and 8. Lastly, the last step is the GCF of 8 and 32 equals 8.
Equals the largest or the biggest
Yes.
common factor. The
Yep.
biggest one, the common factor. The easy way of finding GCF of two numbers, Maria, we check the two numbers, 8 and 32. Which is the biggest one? 32.
32.
So we divide 32 by 8
Then,
and keep the remainder.
yes.
Okay, the remainder is 0. So it is the same as GCF of 8 and 0 and equals 8. Okay,
Yeah.
or we can say directly, for example, instead here, let me show you how can we do it. The greatest common factor 8 and 32, we divide 32 by 8 is 4, the remainder is 0, we put here 0. Okay, and what is the greatest common factor of 8 and 0? It is 8. We are done. Okay, got it?
Mhm.
One more example, Maria. What is the GCF of 3 and 16?
The GCF of 3 and 16 is
We divide first 16
by 3.
and keep the
Then
remainder.
The remainder, which is 1. 3 divided by 1 equals 1.
And here, the greatest common factor of 3 and 16, it is the same as the greatest common factor of 3 and the remainder of 16 by 3. Remainder is 1, so the greatest common factor of 3 and 1 is 1. Okay, so we can write here 16 divided by 3 is 5. The remainder is 1, so we put 1, 3 and 1. Greatest common factor of 3 and 1 is 1. Okay, what is the greatest common factor of 4 and 10? Which is the biggest number here? 10.
10.
Divide 10 by 4. What was the result? 2.
2.
What is the remainder? 2.
2.
So what is the greatest common factor of 4 and 2? It is 2.
2.
Okay, got the
Yes.
idea?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
one more
yes.
example. The greatest common factor of 18 and 72. We divide 72 by 18. The result is 4.
Four.
So the remainder is 0. So instead of 72, we put 0. So here the greatest common factor of 18 and 0, it is 18. Okay,
Yeah.
exactly. What is the greatest common factor of 14 and 56? We divide 56 by 14. The result is 4. The remainder is 0. So the greatest common factor of 14 and 56, it is the same as the greatest common factor of 15 and 14 and 0, it is 14. Okay, or we can write instead of that 56 divided by 14, it is 4, the remainder is 0, so the greatest common factor of 14 and 0 is 14. We got it. Okay,
Yeah.
and so how to find the greatest common factor? By using the AD method.
First we divide A and
B
B, and
by
then
A,
and then
find
we find the
remainder, which is C. And the greatest common factor of A and B, it is the same of greatest common factor of E and C. And we can again repeat the same method, the same, until we get the easiest, the smallest number. Might be A and 0 or something like that. We put the smallest number here. We put here the greatest common factor. For example, if we get greatest common factor of A and 0 will be A, for example, because the greatest common factor of any number and 0, it is the same number. Okay.
Yeah.
Any question?
No.
Is it easy way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you guys have any questions, please tell us and we'll solve them. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.